Hello there, and thanks for visiting the Villa Varykino YouTube channel. I'm Kristy.
And I'm Matt.
We're long-standing Star Wars fans who live and breathe Star Wars every day.
Welcome to another installment of Our Week of Star Wars, a series recapping the Star Wars fun we've had during the past week. Alright, so last week's episode of The Acolyte was the big one, the reveal. Lots of really excellent fight scenes and quite a few things to talk about. We'll try and keep it at a high level without going into spoilers into too much depth. But yes, it was very, very exciting. And it's also fun to see the conversations about it online afterwards. There's a lot of people that really enjoyed this episode.
The preceding episode 4 day, ended so abruptly on a cliffhanger. We just got the start of a fight. So, of course, we knew that we were going to get the real bulk of the conflict in the episode 5 titled Night. And wow, did we get a ton of conflict, way more here than I was expecting. We got some really interesting fight scenes. We got a little bit of old lore coming back. I absolutely loved the modern reintroduction of cortosis in a fight scene. I thought that was really fun. I recognized that immediately when I saw it. And of course...
just on the note, I actually quite like the way they played that, how the Jedi really were surprised when their lightsabers shorted out each time, and they played that a couple of times. It was very, very effective. And even, I said we wouldn't get too deep into spoilers, but there was one or two frames that I really enjoyed, like when a piece of armor was actually used as a defensive weapon.
Yeah. For me, I remember cortosis way back in the sort of legends far more than Beskar. Beskar is kind of like the modern lightsaber resistant metal, but I always think back to cortosis. So I was just having a lot of fun seeing that reintroduced. And of course, we finally see that mysterious dark side user. Now it has been sort of called the Stranger. We get a proper view of them. We see the helmet, and we just got a lot more of the story unraveling. And oh my gosh, it was going in directions I was not expecting. There were some really sort of like dramatic moments that made me gasp. And oh my gosh, I'm on just absolute pins and needles to see where the story's going to go in the next couple of episodes.
Well, that's right.
Just
that's the
so dramatic.
I don't know what they're going to do for the rest of the episodes after that. We've got some real, it's going to be really interesting to see how things develop from this point moving forward.
And of course, once that episode and the Stranger was fully revealed, it was no surprise to see some merchandise being announced as well. Hasbro revealed their Black Series version of the Stranger's helmet. Now we can finally see it in full sort of promo shot glory, where we can see all of the details, the true colors. It is so creepy and sinister with that sort of teethy sort of smile. This looks amazing. It's already up for pre-order in a few places, including in New Zealand. I'm so happy to see this available for pre-order in New Zealand. I absolutely love it. I think it looks fantastic.
The only shame is there's going to be a little bit of a wait. This won't come out for about approximately a year. It's about this time next year. Interesting, just talking about how popular it is. It did sell out on Hasbro Pulse on the first day within a matter of hours, actually, but the pre-orders at secondary retailers like where we have access to here in New Zealand, it's still available for pre-order, so that's a good thing.
Such a shame that a lot of merchandise gets announced and it's so long before we can finally get our hands on it. We know that these companies do have all the promotional materials well in advance of when they finally announce all of these sort of tie-in merchandise pieces, but I want to see this thing. Maybe if they've got promotional pictures, maybe we'll see a couple of product prototypes at San Diego Comic-Con that's coming up this month. I'm really hoping we get some fun reveals there. We don't really know. They're going to keep everything under wraps, but I'm fingers crossed maybe we'll see some photos from the convention floor soon.
In terms of Star Wars games that we play on a regular basis, there's a few that take up our time on a week-to-week basis, but in particular Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the predominantly mobile app game. There's a few new bits and pieces that have come across our radar that we're talking about.
Every couple of years, the developers for Galaxy of Heroes do a complicated sort of puzzle for fans to solve that will eventually lead to the announcement of sort of new content for the game. There was a new puzzle that revealed the new galactic legend will be Ahsoka Tano from the Ahsoka series. We are expecting her sort of white appearance as we see her towards the end. We don't have artwork yet, but in the lead up to this fantastic new powerful character, we're getting other characters from the Ahsoka series. The first one revealed with a full kit reveal is the Night Trooper, and we also have the artwork for the Death Trooper Paradia version. These look absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to unlock these in the game. We've also got glimpses and a few hints of some of the other characters, like the Night Sister Mothers and Balin's Skull. I really can't wait to sort of add these characters. There was an unfortunate lag between when the Ahsoka series aired and when we get these characters in the game. There was so many really cool new characters in the Ahsoka series. I'm glad we're finally going to get them here. Of course, a lot of the characters from the Ahsoka series were already in the game in the Rebels sort of version. So we have the Rebels version of Sabine and Ezra and a couple of others there like Hera. So we're not really going to get new versions of those ones, but there were so many new characters. Of course, Thrawn has been in this game for a long time. People are wondering if we're going to get a new version, this new sort of powerful version that we see in the Ahsoka series. We don't know all of the characters that are going to be revealed, but I'm super excited about these Night Troopers. That Death Trooper artwork is really creepy. It reminds me of sort of a cross between the original book version of the Death Troopers that were zombies and the Death Troopers in their black armor as we see them in Rogue One. This is like a dead Death Trooper. I think this looks really cool. Can't wait to get this in the game. And then another sort of little fun secret drop that they didn't really announce. They've gone through and updated almost all of the character artwork in the game. The icons that you see when you're scrolling through your collection of characters, just about all of the old school characters in the game have been given a graphical upgrade, which I think does certainly help because they are opening up the PC beta to a lot more players very, very shortly.
Yes, so it's now possible to play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on a native PC client as well without having to run it through an emulator or anything like that. And I signed up and managed to get into that beta, so I have access and I've been playing it on the laptop as well as on my phone. You know, there's differences. In some ways it's optimized as a mobile game, but it does work really nicely on a laptop as well, or on a larger screen in general. You get the sound coming through really nicely, and there's a few, you get to use keyboard shortcuts as well as using the mouse, so there's a little bit of an effect in terms of playability. But on the whole, it's just nice seeing it on a big screen and having access to it via multiple devices.
So it's been a really exciting week for players of Galaxy of Heroes. If you are in a guild, the new Naboo raid is about to launch as well. I'm really, really excited about that one. That is where you get together with your guildmates and take on a very hard challenge all together. Looking forward to that one. We've got the graphic updates. We've got new characters being announced. We've got the ability to play it on a computer. So much amazing and new stuff. This game has been going since late 2015 and it is still going strong. If you haven't checked it out, it's free to play. I highly recommend it.
In terms of Star Wars material that we've been reading, we often make use of our local library to get our hands on trade paperbacks of Star Wars collected comics in particular. We've been reading through the trade paperback entitled Yoda's Secret War, which collects together issues 26 to 30 plus annual number 2. We've just been going back and working our way through some of the older Marvel comic material, and we'll continue to do so, working our way through some of those older stories just for something a little bit different. We've had a lot of luck shopping recently in terms of vintage collection figures and waves showing up at local retailers. We picked up 2 more in the past week. The vintage collection Axe Woes Privateer version, which is VC315, and at the same time we managed to get a hold of the Mandalorian Fleet Commander VC314, both at the same store.
I'm looking forward to opening these in the coming week. It's always exciting getting relatively recent releases from the vintage collection here in New Zealand. And as luck would have it, we spotted these while we were toy browsing during a sale. So we got these on a sale for a great price. It always makes it just a little bit more exciting grabbing Star Wars figures that you've been hunting for and saving money while doing so.
So we will get on and open those as videos very, very soon. Speaking of YouTube videos that we've uploaded in the past week, we've opened a few vintage collections because, as I said, we've had a lot of success with these figures and waves recently. We opened up VC158. This is a re-release of Luke Skywalker and his X-Wing pilot, the 2024 reissue. There's a few new interesting paint apps in particular on that figure that we look into. We opened up a VC307 Count Dooku Attack of the Clones version, and VC312, a new version of the Mandalorian, the Mines of Mandalore version.
From the Black Series line, I opened up the Fourth Sister Inquisitor 6-inch figure from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I really like the Inquisitors, and she was unfortunately packaged in the plastic-free packaging era, so I couldn't see her through the box. Really, really cool figure to get out and see in person.
Yeah, I agree. She looks really, really nice. In fact, we put all the Inquisitors that we have on hand together, and I'm actually looking forward to working our way through those in sequence.
And from the Hot Wheels Starship Select line, I opened up 2 vehicles that we've had on hand for just a little while. The TIE Interceptor, absolutely love TIE fighters in all shapes and forms. This one was really fun to get out of the packaging. And the Mandalorians in-1 Starfighter. I know the classic iconic Phantom Menace Naboo Starfighter is slated to be released in the most recent wave from this line, so I wanted to get the Mandalorian version out of the packaging so I can compare the two when I finally do get my hands on that iconic yellow and chrome version.
On that note, thanks for listening to another episode of Our Week of Star Wars. We appreciate you taking your time to listen to us.
And stay tuned for another episode next week. And as always, may the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.